everyone, and welcome to Victoria's Cantina. Today we're having a look at the Bandai Tamashii Nations S.H. Figuarts Star Wars Han Solo. This figure is available through Big Bad Toy Store. For all your toy and collecting needs, visit Big Bad Toy Store. There is a link down below as well as in my profile. It's at long last that we finally get Han Solo into the S.H. Figuarts line, and I'm really excited about the figure. Chewbacca's coming in a couple months, Obi-Wan's coming sometime after that, and then hopefully Princess Leia eventually. So looking at the packaging, it's the same S.H. Figuarts style we've been seeing for quite a while now. It's got the black and silver theme, which is so classically Star Wars, and it looks pretty good. I like the little silver highlight behind his name down at the bottom. You can see the figure in there, you can see all of his accessories. Side of the box is the same as before. Opposite side shows you an image there of the figure, and then at the back you can see the figure in multiple different configurations. It shows you how you can pose him and use his accessories. Overall, he does look quite good. So hopefully the figure will live up to what we're seeing here on the back of the packaging, here at the top and then there at the bottom. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get Han out of the packaging, and when we come back, we'll take a closer look at the smuggler and pirate himself, Han Solo. Alright, so now we have General Solo out of the packaging, and I'm liking what I'm seeing. He has a very nice physique, his proportions look film accurate. He's not the skinniest guy in the world, nor is he the biggest, but he looks good. He looks very much like what I remember seeing in the film. Outfit looks awesome. Again, those proportions seem to be right in line with what we've seen before, and I really do like the matte nature of the outfit. A lot of the time on the Hasbro figures, they just come out too excessively shiny and glistening and stuff, and it really takes away from the realism and the authenticity of the aesthetic. So with this, you got that very nice matte look. Very nice profile to the figure, and of course he has quite a bit of articulation, being a Figuarts figure, and he comes with a few accessories. Go ahead and give you a close-up here of Han's portrait, and I think the likeness is really good. When I first saw it in the packaging, I kind of wasn't sure it was living up to what we saw on that box, but seeing it here in person, out of the packaging, I think that it actually looks really good. They did a good job capturing that A New Hope Han Solo aesthetic, which of course his look changed a little bit between each of the three original films. And I think they pulled it off. I think they captured that look quite well. It definitely looks like the guy, and it has a realism to it that we just don't see on a lot of other companies' versions of this character. It really does look like Han. It really does. And one thing that I do notice on this figure is sometimes with the Figuarts figures, you do see those little pixels on their face. I don't really see that much with this figure. I mean, it's slightly noticeable, but it looks like it is smoother than what we've seen on some of those other ones, so I am happy about that. The eyes look nice. They're painted nice and straight, and basically like a light brown hazel sort of color, so it does look like Han's actual eye color. The rest of the face looks good. He's got a little bit of a scowl to him. He doesn't look necessarily happy or upset, I guess. He looks pretty stern. I really like the way that they did the mouth area. Like you can see that he's got that little scar under his chin like Harrison Ford has. And the lips, they seem a little bit dark perhaps, maybe a little bit purpley. But it looks pretty good if you're not looking at it in bright lights like we have here. So under this lighting, you're going to see all of those little things a little bit more. But it does look pretty good yet. And I really do like the overall look here. The nose looks good. The hair looks good. Now, Figuarts, as you've seen before, likes to do this sort of gold thing that they do on the hair, kind of a gold wash. And it's present, but it's not nearly as bad as we've seen before in some of the other figures, like Luke, for example. So it doesn't look too bad. It has a little bit of a sheen, but it's not overly done. I guess they could have still scaled that back just a little bit, but I do kind of like how it looks on this particular figure. Now, the rest of the outfit, you can see that they actually did chest hair. Isn't that crazy? Look at that. Look at his chest. Chest hair. Who would have thought? The skin tone is great, though, by the way. Looks really nice, very consistent. And the outfit looks great. His vest looks awesome. It does look like it's a sculpted piece that's separate that they have over the figure. You might be able to take it off. I'm not going to try it because I don't want to rip it. But it does look very nice. The folds in both the vest and his shirt look great. The shirt's like an off-white sort of color, which is correct. And the back of the vest has some really nice detail on it. The pants are accurate, very dark blue color with captain striping along the side there. Really nice red stripes. Holster looks great. You can see the pistols in there. And the boots are also very nice looking. Very nice. Not too shiny. They look accurate. They do look really good. There's the bottom. So overall, I'm really pleased with what I am seeing aesthetically. I think it's a very nice looking figure, and I am truly happy about that. Now, in terms of articulation, you do get a ball joint here at the top of the head, same as we usually get on Figuarts figures, but there's also a joint there at the neck, so you can rotate that as well. Here at both of these shoulders, you do get a bend and a swivel, so you can rotate them out like that. The elbows, you can bend them inward like this. You're not going to be able to twist them a whole lot though, just a little bit. Both of the wrists have the typical Figuarts joints, so you can remove those hands and you can pull it in, push it out, and swivel it around. Here at the torso, he does get a joint up top, though it is very tight. I'm not getting much movement at all from that. You do also have a joint here at the lower torso, which is nice. Here at the hips, you can move those outward. You can bend them forward. This one is hindered a little bit by that holster. And then the knees, you can bend them. You can't really twist them very much. That's one issue I do have with the Figuarts, is that the knees, you can't really twist them a whole lot. And then down here at the ankles, you can move those, bend up, bend down. You can rotate them, and it does have a little bit of an ankle pivot. And then, of course, the toes are articulated as well. So you can push those up, and his holster just fell off. So overall, he's very nicely articulated and is in line with other Star Wars Figuarts figures. Okay, so hands. We do get 3 interchangeable regular hands. You can see that you have the pistol hand right there for the right. You also get a left open hand and a right open hand as well. And the figure just comes with the fists on him from the packaging. You also do get both of his gloved hands that he uses on the Millennium Falcon, so that's a nice touch. Now what they did with the holster on this one is they made it removable as one piece with the blasters. You can just pull it out right there. It goes right there into the holster side. And then there's a hole right there where it plugs into his leg. So that's what you get right here, is just one piece. It looks good, but they also included an empty holster right here. And you would just replace that onto his leg if you didn't want to have the other one on there. It is a little bit, it's not hard to get in, it's just finding where it plugs in is a little bit tricky sometimes. And then for the weapon, he does have his Blast Tech DL44 pistol, and it looks really good. I actually think that this looks really nice, has a very nice sculpt to it, nice coloration, nice paint. And he would only be able to hold this, of course, since you can't get it into that particular holster. Swapping out the hands is very easy, and it's the same as you always do it on these Figuarts figures. You guys know I hate doing this because I always feel like I am going to break the figure. But for some reason my shoulder blade just popped. And now we can stick that in his hand. And voila! Here's a comparison of the Figuarts Han Solo along with the Black Series Han Solo, which this video would not be complete without. And as you can see, they do look quite different. I've always felt that the Black Series one looked a little bit lanky and that the likeness was never really spot on. It's decent, it's passable, but it's not spot on. And seeing him next to the Figuarts version kind of accentuates those faults a little bit. What's also interesting is that the Figuarts version seems to be ever so slightly taller than the Black Series one, which is kind of unusual because usually Figuarts are a little bit smaller than Hasbro's figures. And there have been some photos of the Figuarts Chewbacca that show him being a little bit short next to Han Solo. So I do wonder if maybe the issue isn't that Chewie's too short, but maybe Han is actually just a little bit too tall. I guess we'll find out when Chewie comes out in the next couple of months. But yeah, there's really no comparison here. I think the Black Series version is good enough for Black Series, and the Figuarts version is good enough for Figuarts. So depending on what you're collecting, maybe you're collecting both like I am, and there is obviously a price difference. You're gonna pay more than twice over to get the Figuarts version, but just looking at them side by side, I think it's worth it. And now there is Han with his little buddy, Figuarts Luke Skywalker. Obviously Luke's a little bit shorter. Should he be this short? I don't know. Again, I'm going to need to go back and specifically look for that next time I watch the film. But I'm kind of inclined to say that Luke feels a little bit too short. It could just be me. Maybe anybody that knows better can chime in and let me know what they think. But I do think that this height difference does support the possible case that Figuarts Han is a little bit too tall. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so there you have it. This is the Bandai Tamashii Nations S.H. Figuarts Han Solo 6-inch scale figure from Star Wars Episode 4 A New Hope. Overall, you guys, I think that Bandai did a very nice job with this figure. I think that aesthetically speaking, they really hit the mark with this figure, and it looks remarkably like Harrison Ford. Perhaps there's some ever so slight room for improvement with the likeness, but I think that they've mostly nailed it. Again, the highlights of the hair look a little bit overdone, but it's not too bad, especially compared to some of those older figures. I do think that they absolutely perfected the outfit, however. I think that it looks great. The vest looks fantastic. The shirt looks fantastic. Pants, boots, holster, all that looks really good. Even the fact that they gave him some chest hair is pretty interesting and a very nice little attention to detail. Articulation is good. It works very well on this figure. As always, I do kind of feel like improved elbows and knees would benefit this figure, but that's just kind of the way Figuarts does it. The accessories are nice. I do kind of like how they gave you two holsters, one with the gun in it, one without it. It just makes it easier. The pistol is great. The interchangeable hands are great. The only thing that I kind of would have liked to have seen here is maybe another head. Han has a very specific look on his face. He looks stern. He looks like he means business. What if they would have included a grinning Han head maybe? Not like what we saw with Luke, but just one where Han looks a little bit happier. I think that would have been kind of cool. I even thought maybe the medal that he received at the end of the film would have been a nice touch, but he is wearing a different shirt at that point in the film. So that wouldn't have been screen accurate. But all in all, I think it's a solid figure. It's a solid entry into the S.H. Figuarts line. If you're collecting this line of figures, and you're definitely going to need to have Han in your collection as well. And if you just want a great Han Solo figure, well, this is going to be it. I think it looks fantastic. I'm truly happy with it. And I'm really looking forward to completing my A New Hope set of figures from Bandai's S.H. Figuarts line. Alright my friends, if you've enjoyed this video, do give us a like, do subscribe, let me know your own thoughts down below. Be sure to follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and as always, I'd like to thank you for tuning in to Victoria's Cantina. Until next time my friends, bye bye!